Hello everyone, Christina La Crafty here to share with you what will hopefully be a quick make. I wanted to make a Valentine's Day card for my hubby and for my mom. So I printed these out. These were a freebie from Pink Monarch Prints. So I subscribe to her newsletters. I'm also a subscriber to her like monthly kit that she releases. But this freebie was for her newsletter that she sends out, or just random. She'll do like a freebie either once a month or once every other month. So this was a freebie that was, I think, in the email on January 29th of 2020, January 24th of 2025. And the first time I printed it out, I printed this on like a premium matte cardstock. I think it was like Hammermill or something. And I printed it on a high standard setting for premium presentation paper. But what it ended up doing is it gave it kind of like a bit of a gray hue to it. Along the edges, it's black. So, and the colors are super dark. And so I was a little surprised because the picture obviously didn't look like that. So today, I've been trying out my new printer. It's a Epson 4850 Eco Tank, and honestly, you could change one setting and it completely changes your output. So I've been experimenting with different papers, different settings. So today I discovered that if I print the setting as a normal plain copy paper setting, even though I put this premium presentation paper, I actually get something completely different than this. And I like these brighter colors, of course, because they just appeal to me. But um and then I think I printed this as a JPEG and I printed this as a PDF. So that may also, change some of the settings as well. But as you can see, the image is pretty crystal clear. I don't see any real big problem in the pixelation. Maybe this one's just a little bit darker, the one on the left, because I printed it in such a high standard, and the colors are a little bit darker and richer. But I mean, this is such a big contrast for me. I have no idea how that happened. But anyway, it's okay because I needed two cards anyway. So it's going to be the same design. One's going to be a little brownish vintage, and the other one's going to be a little gray and a little bit more, appealing to my husband's dark side. Anyway, he just likes dark colors. So anyway, so this is, I just wanted to explain why it's the same thing, and I have like two different color palettes here. And I gotta move some stuff around here. So I'm gonna get my paper trimmer out and I'm gonna start cutting. This is in case anybody's asking, this is the Caterpillar crop, and I think this is the kind that flips out, so it's not the biggest one that they have. I really like it, but and because it has like this light right here, so when you're going like this, you can kind of see the shadow, so you can cut straight. The only issue is sometimes the way you hold the paper, it might cut crooked. Otherwise, I absolutely love this cutter. I have had it for many, many years. I recently, under a big Tonic sale, Tonic Studio sales, I ended up recently getting a couple of Tim Holtz cutters that I did not have before. And I really like at least the one that I've tried so far. I love it. Um, but I guess it'll just be a matter of which one I end up gravitating to. But this one is in my craft room right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and work with this one. I have to be careful here not to. I can't tell if this is even or not, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this way and see if I can get a straight cut. That way I don't cut into this Valentine's Day. All right, do this. And yeah, so I printed this stuff out probably over 2 weeks ago. And then I recently went over to a friend's house that had a brother machine, like the kind that cut, except I thought, when she first showed it to me many, many years ago when we first met, she was like, maybe one day you can help me figure out how to use this machine because I've never used it and I don't know how. And I'm sorry, I'm pulling my trash can closer to me. And I said, yeah, sure. Well, we never got around to getting together to do it. But anyway, so recently I was like, hey, I printed a bunch of digitals and I was wondering if you still have your brother's scan and cut so that I could try it out and see if it's something that I would like before I invest. And then obviously that would give us an opportunity to hang out. So it was a win-win. Well, we get over there, and apparently it turns out she didn't have the scan and cut. She had the brother design and cut. So it basically does the same thing as a silhouette or a Cricut. You have images and you can cut them, but not scan them. But no problem. I mean, like, obviously it was a learning experience for us. Um, because she had not used it ever since she got it. I think somebody in her family used it. They kind of like used it one time and that was it, but that was like such a long time ago. And so anyway, but it was fun hanging out anyway. The only issue is we ended up needing my husband to basically be our like tech support. So it was really hilarious because he spent hours trying to help us. And it turns out the machine just either it was just too old and it wasn't compatible with the software, but we really couldn't get it to work. So we weren't able to cut anything with it, not even, obviously I took digitals over there to try and, sorry, I'm just making like a mess of this paper here. So I took stuff over there thinking I was going to be able to like cut the stuff I had already printed, because sometimes I don't like doing it on the Cricut, like do print and cut, because the Cricut makes your stuff come out smaller than what the original size is. So that's why I was considering maybe one day I'll invest in the scan and cut because I've heard some good reviews, but it was just curiosity and wanting to hang out with my friend. My husband ended up being our pretty much full-time tech support while we were there, and it was hilarious because he's super good with technology. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'll cut these, fussy cut these in a minute, but I don't want to get these mixed. I'll put these to the side as I cut these down. That way I can just cut once. Yeah, so turns out that machine is a dud. She's not gonna be able to use it one way or the other. Maybe if she called customer service and they could maybe assist her in figuring out why we couldn't get the machine to work. But I at least wanted to try and show her what the machine does, even if it's just to cut, because there were some free images that were available, um, you know, to cut. So we could just try it out and see. But unfortunately, the machine didn't want to cooperate with us. So it is what it is. All right. And so I normally, so a little bit more about Pink Monarch Prints. It's a mother and daughter team, digital designers that I discovered on Etsy, and one of my favorite designers on Etsy. I have about a top 5, which is Pink Monarch Prints, Ink and Page, My Porch Prints, and Victoria Designs. And they're one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. It's the ones I either subscribe to their newsletters, and I frequently see what new stuff they have releasing, and I'm just a really big fan of their work. And unfortunately, I spent an ungodly amount of money on a bunch of digitals, and I'm going to be working on trying to use lots of them. And so, although this is a freebie, I did actually buy her recently, Pink Monarch Prints. I did buy her recently released Valentine's papers and tags and all that. And I did print some of them because I wanted to combine them with some other digitals that I bought from someone else. Oh yeah, there's another one I really like. She's new to me in the last year. Her name is, I forgot, I think it's Katie or Catherine. But anyway, her business name is KB and Friends, and she's also on Etsy. Her style is more retro vintage, which I love. And I discovered her about almost a year ago. I started following her shop. I really didn't see like frequent sales like all the other sellers usually have. So I just kind of like checked it out because her stuff is a little more pricey, but it's absolutely worth it because I mean it's very unique. And So I just like, I have a ton of digitals. I can totally wait for a sale. And I have my lucky day for Black Friday. She put on a fantastic sale. And I scored tons of KB and Friends digitals that I had had my eye on for such a long time. And I was tickled pink. So anyway, that was really, really great. And let me find a place for the cutter to get it out of my way. So anyway, so that was a whole lot of fun. And I scored a bunch of retro digitals. But yeah, so she's like the sixth digital designer that I would say I am now following, and I'll keep up with any of her new releases. She also released a couple of really cute Valentine digitals this year, and that's why I was going to combine a couple of different digital designers, some of their products to make some really cute retro Valentine's Day cards. So that was my original intent. And I printed a bunch of stuff off, but I this last couple of weeks have been kind of difficult, like with my energy level and just like in general, just like mood. Like I printed all this stuff and then I hung out with my friend, and then we weren't able to cut everything that we wanted. And then after that, like I think last weekend, I just was I'm using Distress, Tim Holtz Distress ink black soot, so that I can ink the edges. And yeah, so I was actually feeling kind of tired and not very energetic since last weekend. And then on Friday night and Monday night after work, I was actually helping another uh, attorney friend of mine with some work that she needed help with. So I was helping her get out of a really up like a project, like a nightmare project jam. So I was trying to help her with that, and I got that done. And so whatever little bit of energy I had, I just worked. And then the rest of the week, I've just kind of been vegging out on the couch watching TV or movies with my husband after dinner, because I think it might have something to do with my hormones, of course. And then second of all, this crazy weather we've been having. I'm in South Carolina in the upstate, and we have had like a fake spring, a a fake spring last week when the weather kind of got warm, and then like our tree in the front yard started like blooming, not blooming but getting little buds. And then this week it's like cold, it's like in the 30s and 40s, whereas last week it was like in the 70s and and stuff like that. So it was probably even hotter than that. I wasn't even paying attention. All I just know that is that it was hot. And so it was just crazy. So this crazy weather has a lot to do with it, because like when things are warming up and then it gets cold again, that's like really hard on your body, your mental state, and your bones. So, and your energy level, like your body feels like it's out of whack. Like, is it spring? Is it winter? Things like that. So I don't know. I think it's just a combination. Yeah. So I didn't get these done before Valentine's Day, but it is Valentine's Day and it's Friday, so I don't have to worry about waking up early tomorrow. So I'm gonna get my cards done. And work was really quiet today, so I guess a lot of people had a lot of Valentine's Day plans. So I didn't end work like completely brain fried, which is probably why I'm actually making this, because lately work has been kind of frying my brain. So like by the end of the day, I'm just like not in the mood to do anything at all. Okay, I think if you hear any noise in the background, it's my sweet little baby boy, my little Grayson boy. He always will come into the craft room and he will start doing things while I'm filming or if I'm on the phone with someone. All right, so I'm going to put this down for right now because I do need to fussy cut these here. And yeah, so I figured I would come on and I would record while I was crafting, chat with you guys, catch up. I've been getting a lot of like great feedback on my videos that I posted this year, and especially all like the hauls that I've done. And I've just, really appreciate everyone and their comments and this, crafty community and this sewing community. So I'm really, really happy to be interacting with you guys, and you know, and share our shared passions, our mutual passions. And I have a lot of new hauls that I've been collecting over the past like month and change that have just been kind of trickling in here and there, but it's actually been kind of a busy time, and I have not opened up all of my packages. It took me like probably almost 4 weeks to finish uh editing and uploading all of the YouTube videos that I had recorded during my vacation week in December. And it was really kind of just 2 days, I think, maybe like 2.5 days on a weekend during my vacation week that I recorded a bunch of videos. And then I ended up, you know, taking my time to review them, to edit them, and all that stuff. And so I think from now on, I don't think I want to mass record like that unless I'm like super limited on time, because I felt like it was just harder to get all of those uploaded ahead of time. And I did. I was trying to just upload them like every day. And but then, you know, I think my last post was like the beginning of this week, so I have not kept up that pace. Not that I want to, it's just I had them all there, so I figured might as well post one every day. See what happens, see if the algorithm shows me some love. But it's really just to share. You know, I enjoy watching other people's hauls and other people's crafty videos, so I figured I would contribute something. All right, so there's that, and then this cool heart here. And yeah, so I know it's kind of boring watching me fussy cut, but I really just wanted to jump on here, tell you guys thank you for all of the comments and for the love you guys have been showing me. And I hope that you guys stick around to watch some of my haul videos that are going to be coming up in the next few weeks. And I'll be excited to see what I end up making for my next craft day with my crafty girlfriends. We have a date on March 1st. If everything goes well and everybody is healthy and no, you know, nobody has to like be gone for an emergency or whatnot. So we're gonna have, oops, I've been like fussy cutting off camera, sorry. I'm really just doing a whatever job on this. I don't care that it's like that perfect, because it's not like a perfect cut, and I'm gonna ink the edges anyway, so it's not gonna look so junky, because it's like a jaggedy design anyway. I'm just trying to follow the lines here. So anyway, so I'm excited to hook up with my crafty girlfriends again and see what we make. I still don't have an idea what I want to make. That's almost like 2 weeks away, so who knows what comes through my mind. I actually have been printing a ton of stuff here and there. Like maybe I'm not like in the mood to craft, but before I head downstairs after work, I will sometimes just start printing some stuff for like a junk journal, or if I get some, you know, digitals. I that's another thing I did do. I ended up going through a lot of the digitals that I had not downloaded yet, and so I downloaded a ton of them, organized them, backed them up on my 2 backup drives, hard drives. So in the evenings before I like, you know, before I'm done working, I will maybe like print a few things just to kind of like keep up. I don't know, sometimes I just see a digital that's like in my stash. I'm like, you know what, I want to print that and see how it works. And then also too, I've been kind of experimenting with this new printer and just kind of find my way with it, because you know, although it's the same brand as my other printer, the other printer I had, you know, was back like a cartridge printer. It wasn't an eco tank printer. And my other printer was the old one that I had to retire because it just wasn't printing clean anymore. The heads were super messed up. Um, and I only stuck around with that one so long because I had so much like ink that I needed to use up. And that's the reason why, even though I bought the printer that I have now, I didn't start using it till like a year and a half after I bought it, because I was trying desperately to use up all of the ink that I had stocked up over the years whenever I'd find it on sale. But eventually it just got to the point where I couldn't get it to print at all very well. So I have to dry this because I forget this is like paper. Even though it's like wallpaper, it's very susceptible to moisture. So I can't like get it too wet, but there was some ink there that I needed to clean up. So let me find there. I found another spot to put that. Okay, so I've now got these inked up. I need to fold this in half and see if I can get it in a way that is even and on the line, not too janky. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to use this to burnish it. So there's that. Oh, it kind of like looks a little off center here. So let me try this again. See if I can burnish it without. That's all right. It's for my husband. He'll understand. He'll just be happy I made him something. Because usually I run out of time and I don't get stuff done when I want to. Okay. So there's that. And I thought for some reason I thought that in the sample there was like, you know, a design, like what it looked like. And then I went back to the email and I'm like, I don't see it. So where did I see it? Where I kind of like saw a card made like this, but I could not remember for the life of me where I saw it. I could not find it. So I went ahead. All right. Looks like this one's a little bit longer than the card. So I think I want to cut this a little bit. Maybe I'll cut it off the edge and then I will ink it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. All right. So I'm just kind of figuring out here what the placement is for this. Oh, it's kind of covering that up and I don't want that. So I'm going to do this and then the heart maybe on top. And maybe like I didn't want to cover that up too much. So maybe I'll move this up and move this up here and then have the Valentine's Day like right on there. Yeah, because I kind of want this bottom to be like an anchor for that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move this back down the way that I had it and then like that. Perfect. I like that. So I'm just going to commit. I'm going to glue this down. That's how we're rolling today. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, yeah, so I think what I'll do is when I get done putting this one together, I will go ahead and pause the video and then I'll get my other one put together and then hop back and show you what they looked like in the end so that I don't bore you to death trying to basically do the exact same thing but in like a vintage brown color. So anyway, I will be right back. All right, guys, so I have now finished the two cards. One is a little bit more of a black hue and the one is a little bit more of a vintage look. And in case anyone is wondering, I used vintage photo distress ink to ink the edges on this one to give it more of a vintage look. And then my favorite glue for paper is 3-in-1 by Beacon. So thanks so much for crafting along with me, and I just wanted to say hi, and I will be popping on with more videos soon. Until the next post, I remain Christina La Crafty. Bye!